peace and power, peace and power, peace and power. Peace and power to the people that struggle. Salute, salute, salute. What's going on? What's good? I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people that struggle. As you come on in, know that this is a safe space. Know that this is a space for learning and getting learned up. Know that this is a space of educating and being educated. Know that this is a space for conversation, comments and concerns, questions and answers. This is a space of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. A space of masters, queens and queen comrades, a space of integrity, intelligence, of militant men, a space of love, okay? A space of now, power and refinement, a space where we are working on a united path towards what? True liberation. As my classroom assistants come on in, please keep all contact information in the chat for the duration and throughout the class. Please keep all funding information. Hashtags, green screens, apps with cash, pals that pay. Grams with money, unions that are Western. Red cups, blue cups, orange cups, green cups, squeegee man cups, the pastor's cup, the pastor's, the chalice. Yeah, the squeegee man pockets, the pastor's pockets. Give it up, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Huh? Yeah, it's a war going on outside. Fund the war effort. If you or anybody you know is in need of anger management, please book an assessment. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until you're picking yourself up off the floor. Don't wait until police picking you up off the floor. Don't wait until HR giving you a pink slip. Don't wait until somebody you aggressively bumped into bust your lip. Get yourself together. Get your anger in check. Get you some strategies. If you or anybody you know is in need of a domestic violence intervention, a domestic violence intervention, a domestic violence intervention, book an assessment. Stop sending each other outside with stakes on your eye, busted lips, speed knots and eye jammies, twisted arms and wrists, hips. You dig what I'm saying? Keep your hands off each other. Stop embarrassing the family. Stop harming the family. Book yourselves an assessment. If you or anybody you know is in need of intimate relationship abuse, consultation, and or counseling, please book an assessment. Learn the warning signs, the behaviors that should alarm you. Characters and characteristics that should heighten your awareness level. People, places, past events, conversations, situations that should have your alertness levels on 1,000. Remember, with this information, the life that you save could be your own. Peace and power. Salute. What's going on, man? Very, 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 very triggering events. Had to get it together. I'm here. I'm glad you're here with me. A lot to cover tonight. A lot of in-depth, heartfelt emotions. The unthinkable. Man, a lot has went on tonight. And if you've been in this class, you know we specifically speak on this on a regular basis. And before we begin, if anybody is highly triggered by the language or the information, do know that it is not our intent, right, to push you over your limits, but we have to have these discussions. If you are under my wing and already have lessons and sessions, you already know what it is and where we going with it. Okay? And as always, if the shoe doesn't fit, do not put your fat foot in it. Okay? Let's get to it. We have some people to tag. Yeah, we got some people to tag. We got some places to tag. Somebody tagged Shreveport, Louisiana. Yeah, home of rapper Hurricane Chris. Whatever happened to him and how did that pan out? Tag Louisiana. We sending the city of Shreveport our deepest condolences. But tag them, they got to come to class tonight. Queens. Borough of Queens. Y'all got to come to class tonight. New York City, y'all got to come to class tonight. Crisis Management System, or Cure Violence, or Operation Ceasefire, whatever you want to call it, bring y'all asses to class. Yeah, your current and past members. Yeah. Bring y'all ass to class. Ice Spice. Yeah, Ice Spice. Bring your little grippers to class. Come on through. Yep, come on through. And we got a new, well, I guess he's new to me. Some clown, trolling, agent, provocateur, Evil J, or what? Bring your dumb ass to class. Minnesota, remember, if the shoe don't fit, don't put your shoe in it. Don't put your foot in that shoe. Don't put your foot in it. Molly, I got to give it to y'all. Come on, Minnesota, bring y'all ass to class. And Vogue magazine, y'all got the sisters angry. Y'all trying to change the name of the afro? Yeah, you bring y'all ass to class, old face. Let's go. Who's in class tonight? It look kind of light for a Sunday night. That's okay. They'll ask to get 55s in the morning. Let's see who's in class. Who up in here? OG. Kicks. First in class, goddammit. You shiny, huh? Yeah. And Philly. What up? 215C8. You up in it. TC 319. What's going on? Y'all looking mighty fine online. 1, 2, 3. And Benjamin Green. What up, Benjamin? Frankie Fierce, peace almighty, salute. East New York is in the house. Mr. Strictly Game. John Tate. Tiptoe. Little Tiptoe. LA's in the building. What up? Yeah, Dust Fro. 517. What up, Dust Fro? We see you up in here. Who that? Jonathan Kidd. Peace. What up? Angel. What up? Who that? Not V. Not V. Not V. Not V Gibb. V Gibb, how many years sober? Talk about it. V Gibb, Brooklyn up in the house. Lovely Libra. What up? We see you. Guns and gloves. What it do? What it do? Geechee up in here. Lovely lady. What up? What up? What up? Come on now. Nehemiah Washington. What up? What up? Yeah, we see it. We see it. Neef Bucks, what's going on? Philly? Nehemiah. Much appreciation for the war effort. We see you. Neville Chung. What up? Willie Better. Hey, 1050. Hey. 55, Ed. Yeah, you ain't getting away. 55, Ed. Yeah, see Blaze, my sniper. What up? What's going on? GB Brooklyn, what up? Peace. We see you. Reinhardt, DC in the building. What's going on? Yeah. Indigenous warrior. Salute. What's going on? We see you, Angel. We see you. What up, Mega Black? What up? We see you. Who? Lola, 55. 55 for Lola. 55. Omar, what up? What up, Peace? What's going on? Sincere, what's going on? Troy, what up? Brooklyn in the house. We see you. F Guard. What up? Ooh. 5%ers up in the building. Peace, y'all. Peace. Huh? 2 years clean v. Gibson. That's what we talking about. Sober. Heck no. What up? Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go. That's that work, V. Gibb. That's that work. Keep putting that work in. That's the militant work. That's the love of self. Man. First and foremost, we speak on. Man, I speak on DV as much as I can, without again holding public sessions while I'm in class. You understand? I speak about what I've been trained to do when it comes to domestic violence. Uh, I give little tips here and there about power and control, but I always tell you that everyone uh, is affected when it comes to uh, domestic abuse, batterers. It hasn't escaped us as a community nor as a people. You dig? Nor as a people. Peace, Prime. It's oh man, it's terrible. It's terrible. And sometimes when you're in the pocket of it, when you're sitting in the pocket of it, you have no idea because we have been conditioned to believe that certain behaviors, certain ways we manifest ourselves is normal, right? And our coping mechanism keeps us in a space of misjudgment. Now, I always have taught and told you all that by the time it gets physical, it is usually the last layers of the situation. By the time a man is putting unless he's just a seasoned psychotic batterer, by the time a man or woman, right, put hands on their victims, all the other elements of the DV situation has taken place. This case out of Shreveport, man, as the information is coming in and we really don't have much, but as it's coming in, I know many of us, and I know I couldn't be in a space where I am even thinking about harming my family. I have kids. I just couldn't put myself in a space to where I'm thinking of harming them. I don't like to see when they're not feeling well. It could be a simple cold. It's something in me. It's just something that you want to make it better. You understand? You want to heal them. You want to hold them. You want to be the one that they can reach out to, regardless of what is going on, and shift it for them. Jahar, much appreciation. Peace. What's going on? You understand? This shit here where not only did he have the thought, not only was he triggered, but you carried it out and went to several different locations. That is, oh my goodness. Stephen Johnson, what's going on? Polo, what up? It's too much. And again, we don't know. As the information comes in, right, in the coming days, maybe we'll be able to start piecing it together, but right now it's just it's a lot. It's a lot. And from when it was coming to me earlier today, I'm like, okay, I gotta gear up. Gotta gear up. I have to speak on it because again, I have clients. I have DV clients that I always reach out to them any type of day or night. I get off here. It may be 1:30 by the time we finish class. I'm sending out DMs. You good? Because again, as you see, regardless of how small our class is, people coming in, checking in from all over. Right? We got Zurich, Switzerland. We got London. We have Canada. You understand? We have the islands. We have Cali. We got different coasts. We got Texas. Everybody's here. So I'm always consistently checking. I don't know about how other people run their programs, how other people on these spaces utilizing their time and their connections, but I take this serious. I take it serious, regardless of what others may believe. So I got this. I said I got to do it. Let's go right to the notes. Shreveport, Louisiana. A gunman in Louisiana unalived 8 children, including 7 of his own, and clapped 2 other people Sunday in the early morning attack of domestic violence carried out across 2 houses, authorities said, shaking a Shreveport neighborhood and one of the nation's deadliest mass shootings in more than 2 years. Those unalived range in age from 18 months to about 12 years old, and one of the adults wounded was the mother of some of the suspect's children. Um, the suspect, who the police department identified as Shamar Elkins, died after a police pursuit. Investigators did not say what may have set off the violence, um, but the detectives were confident that the shooting was entirely a domestic incident. This is an extensive scene unlike anything most of us have ever seen, said the police. He said Elkins had been known to the police and was arrested in 2019 in a firearms case. Officials were not aware of any other domestic violence issues. Officers fired at the suspect during a chase after he carjacked a vehicle at gunpoint. Police said the attacks began before sunrise in the neighborhood south of downtown Shreveport when the suspect shot a woman at one home and then drove to the other location uh, where he carried out the most heinous act. 7 children were unalived inside the second home, and one was found on the roof after apparently trying to escape. You understand how how off this is? You dig? I was in a domestic violence relationship that ended in November. It was escalating. Mm-hmm. And the final night, he put me out. Okay. Put you out, and it might have been the best thing. We met at a restaurant to talk. Mm-hmm. I was afraid and still checking his temp. Usually, when you're out, you should be out permanently. I'm glad that you survived that. And if you need Reach out, DM, book an assessment, email, book an assessment. Okay. I'm glad you survived it. Many don't, as you can see. Okay, the state rep Tammy Phelps said some children try to get away through the back door. I can't even imagine what the police officers, first responders actually dealt with when they got here today, the rep said in the news conference. The two wounded the two wounded women were in critical condition. Shamar Elkins and his wife were in the middle of separating and were due in court Monday, tomorrow. Said one of the cousins with one of the wounded women. She said the couple have been arguing about the separation before before the shooting took place. He unalived his children. He shot his wife. This is what the cousin of one of the wounded women said. Elkins shared 4 children with his wife and 3 children with another woman who lived close by and who was also shot. All of the children were together at one house. Authorities had yet to publicly identify the victims. So, man, listen, we talk so much about mental health. We talk so much about anger. We talk a lot about perception. We talk a lot about knowing the self. How do we manifest ourselves? We talk about the work and what people are not doing. And I always tell you, perception, beliefs, how somebody thinks about themselves, how they manifest themselves to the world, the conditions that they're in, all of that makes up for what somebody is capable of doing once they're unhinged. Once they, in their mind, contemplate, I am unable to do it for whatever reason. They seek out, and this is what this is, just dig it. And many of us in this class have children. 7, as your children are running away, getting away. One of them was on a roof. Do you understand? No, you don't, because many of you, I know many of my clients are not violent. I know many of the class members are not violent. Those of us who've been in many different situations and have been raised or groomed, if you will, to utilize violence and have received extreme amounts of violence, we have an understanding, right? We know, right, certain levels on what it would take for us to do certain things. And part of our anger management is negative self-talk. And you talk, you speak your behaviors into existence, right? That contemplating that thought. A lot of people, that is what they talk about when they say premeditated. You have a response. You speak to yourself on a regular basis, talking about what you are willing to do, what you will do. And that carries over. It carries over with you when you become triggered. So even as that has just been explained, I've severely and I'm talking about I severely doubt that any of us can sit there and say that, we feel like taking out 7 of our own children. That is, I know I've read several articles. I've watched several news clips, several segments. I've watched the police talk. I've watched the local politicians speak on it, and they're all shaking. They're all shook up, and this will clearly, clearly be a moment that, as traumatizing as it is, um, should bring clarity to the mission at hand in that space. Now, it always spills over and it always connects certain dots in this class because I always say it. How Black men perceive themselves is what you're going to see in any place that they stand, whether it's in their home, whether it's in their community, whether it's in their place of business or labor. What those men think of themselves, you see in that community. So it is up to those people out there to shift whatever they have to shift, because DV has escalated in so many percentage numbers. I spoke to you about this quite often since just before pre-pandemic to now. It's unimaginable, and you would be surprised to know how many communities suffer from a lack of domestic violence workers. It would blow your mind how little the powers that be think of DV. They just, again, man, please, think, if you suspect that you or somebody you know may be in that situation, reach out for help. Reach out for help. You'd be surprised what talking through a situation in a safe space can do. It gives you options. It gives others options to utilize before you're in a space like this. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's heavy. It's heavy. And they'll get through it. So we send our deepest condolences and universal healing strength to the city of Shreveport. And any of them rappers out there, I don't care if you're in Shreveport, New Orleans, or Baton Rouge. All y'all tough guy ass, getting money ass rap dudes, y'all should be running to Shreveport right now. Right? Tyler Perry, all y'all out there, your studios is out there. I'm saying it's early. I'm not going to charge them right now. It's early, but I'm going to put it out there that y'all should be running out there in throws to throw resources at those people in that community. Whatever you have access to therapists, get them out there. Set up shop. Y'all don't have to wait for old phase to do nothing. Y'all don't have to wait for the political system out there to do nothing. Y'all have enough. Now, Perry, you got a whole studio You understand? A whole ranch. Get out there, get your friends, Oprah and them, Ayala and them, y'all go out there and man, get to getting, get to getting busy. Okay? Get to getting busy. Um, yeah, yeah, it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. Okay? Um, well, our people have been targeted. Our people have been targeted. And our people have been worked on. It's just now, again, with technology and with people being able to have um, real live information quickly, it seems as such. Um, but you having these protect black women campaigns, and I'm not going to say that it isn't alarming, but I've been in the work, so I've seen it. I've seen it. And it's not only our people, and it's not only our women, okay? It's our men too, and it's other people. DV, domestic violence. DA, domestic abuse and batterers. It all coincides with how we move as a society, how people view each other. And we're in a terrible space spiritually and emotionally. We're in a very bad space because for many of us who've been around for a long time and was not only conditioned but forced to believe certain things, and now the belief of those things are no longer in existence. The rug has been pulled from up under your feet. What was once is no longer. I tell y'all, rotary phone era thinking in a smartphone age, that's going to drive you nuts. And a lot of people are frustrated. A lot of people are angered. And they don't have ways to speak it. They don't have new ways to move about. So violence kicks in. It's what happens. And black women have been doing a lot of targeting too. We're not going to, push that to the side. They've become more abusive. Okay, they've become more enraged. They have been, the ones who have been having a lot of fits as well. You dig? It's discussion. Mm, again, I'm in the work, so I know how many black men come and are apprehensive about speaking about their abuse and their living conditions. And, that discussion, that narrative, it has, it has legs. Nobody just stretching them out. I told you right down the block from me, a woman unalived her husband right in the house. 2 shots to the chest, boom, boom. Escaped and broke out. Took them about 2 months before they got up on her and arrested her. So, and that's right here. Not to mention, I have clients that, man, Wives do the most. Shh. Man, listen. It's problematic. And my thing is, nobody wants to lay the blame where the blame is. And the blame is how we have been socialized to live in this so-called democracy under this capitalist system built on greed and selfishness. Greed and selfishness is a catalyst for all type of ill behaviors. It is because it's dehumanizing. When somebody can dehumanize you at any given time, when some people could claim that you are valueless at any given time and they're better, that's going to breed rage. It just is. You in a system where the haves are saying that we are justified in running things the way we see fit, and you are beneath me, and nothing that you do matters. That is what this capitalist system under a democratic government causes. The, the proof is in the pudding. And again, it's not just us. We just suffer from the worst of it because we are powerless within any systems. And then you have institutions, right, that are put in place to save and or heal those who are going through it, but you don't have the resources and information to reach it. That's why I'm always here. So I'm always saying, yo, listen, I've been trained by those same people. I get certificates from those same people that are willing to help any old fate, any palm-colored person, right? Because they do it, but they have the affordability space for them, and their people talk to them different. When you go to the OFA to seek help for social issues or for mental health issues, they try to charge you an arm and a leg, and when they speak to you, they speak down to you. One as if you don't have an issue or as if you don't deserve the help. So while people bullshit and think that I'm here playing games, right? Or that my work is not important, or that it's better to gossip and talk grab ass, and this is what we dealing with. This is what we dealing because ain't none of that other shit important. None of it. Nothing in the industry is that important. You understand? Nothing in the financial work. Because if you don't have yourself in order, not you. That shit don't work. You can see. Look at Dummy May. I guarantee you, he never been to any type of mental health services. I can almost guarantee you that. And he came up in abuse. He came up in poverty. He came up in that. And look, he reached the Billy and now is gone. You understand? So the money don't matter. The prestige don't matter. The fame don't matter. That shit don't matter. It doesn't. I have none of that shit. Credit score 0. Bank account 0. Majority of the time. And I help people every day. Yeah, by the 10s and 20s every day, by the hundreds monthly. Without seeking any accolades from the OFA. That shit don't mean nothing to me, anything. How are you doing when I reach out to people? What's going on? Are you still struggling? Are you still in recovery? Are you safe? What's your dreams? What are you working towards? Let's get to it. With what? With nothing. I don't get no government funds. I don't even have none of that shit. No 501c3, no LLC, none of that shit. Shit don't matter. What matters is the health of my people. And me understanding that my people is effed up. What can I do to assist them? To get them to a different space, to get them to look at the world, look at themselves, and then believe in themselves enough to know that they could push through all that garbage. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. So I hear you. I hear the narratives, but it ain't all true. It's just not. It's not just all true. Anytime we have a situation like that, as severe and as tragic as it is, man, I could show you 1,000 men who are taking care not only their family but other families. Not only taking care of their kids but others' kids. Struggling, 2 jobs, coming home and still making a difference, being a presence. You understand? So the narratives and the talk, most of that shit is just for this. If it wasn't for social media, you wouldn't have all those narratives running around. You would have the same agendas in place, but the narratives, these little everybody got an opinion and putting their 2 cents in some shit, you wouldn't have it. I know, because I lived in a space, I've been here when we didn't have social media. And when people pop that bullshit, you wouldn't hear it. It would bounce off the walls. It wouldn't make periodicals. You didn't get that. Once they put the shit on TV and Oprah pushing narrative and Phil Donahue pushing narrative and all that talk shit, and people who are not scholarly, who had no scholarship, was just butting in, that was it. That was it. Now the powers that be was like, oh shit, man. We don't have to try to insert this in the textbooks. We don't have to try to put this shit in college curriculums. You understand? The TV can be the propaganda. We don't even have to consistently have these Hollywood themed movies or LA written TV shows to shift people's beliefs. We can allow them to do it themselves. You understand? They stumble. I keep telling y'all, they stumble across things that's beneficial to them when you don't believe in self, when you don't have knowledge of self. You're going to believe in the con, right? What is a con? A con is a confidence game. A con man, a confidence man. Let's not just stick with the slang. You say, what's a con man? Most people, con is the confidence. They play on your lack of understanding and your lack of belief in self and catch you out there. Okay? Religion is a con. You understand? Politics is the con. These things take you away from God. It take you away from the knowledge of self. So you get conned into them. What happened? Social media allowed it. I told y'all social media is the pimp of these little nasty bras now. You understand? So you don't need a bishop. Dawn magic wand. You don't need a rose bud. You don't need a Phil Moore. Because why? The technology is pimping these bras for a nickel and a dime. Only fans, you sign up. They get a percentage. You show your ass. Now the technology is pimping you. The only thing you not getting proper instruction from that. I keep telling you that shit. Don't think that the rest of this isn't that. And the easiest way to destroy our people is to keep us separated. keep the black man and the black woman at odds. So of course you're going to start a whole campaign, protect black women, right? Hashtag it. Put it in the algorithm. What does that do? What does that do to the unconscious mind? You have just what you have today, a temperament where somebody as loving as me could walk down the street and black women turn their nose. In a gym, in a grocery store, black women don't even, that's where we at with it. And you don't know me from a can of paint. But because this image of who we are as men has been burned into your skull, into your mainframe, and whatever trauma you went through by the last 2 or 3 dudes, that's just it for everybody. You understand? And it's you can't live your life like that. Not when you already have an enemy on your ass. So yeah, the numbers are up, but the numbers are up all the way around the board. When Maria is getting her ass kicked by Jose, y'all don't say shit about it. Y'all don't run around talking about, Latino men hate black women. Hate Latino women. And they kicks their ass. They've been kicking their ass since the 1700s. On a regular, Maria get her ass kicked. Foot in the ass. Yeah. She can't even breathe wrong. But y'all don't hear that narrative. They don't put that shit all on the Spanish talk shows. Y'all don't see that. And y'all don't even, y'all can't even imagine what the Ofe do. And that's real talk. I already told y'all where they got wife beater from. They didn't get that from nobody black. That wasn't no melanated man. Do you understand? They didn't do that. Wife beater was a term that people used because of the slang that they got from us. Why? Because every time we saw somebody in a tank top on the movies, on TV, it was a white dude. A white dude smoking a cigarette, whipping Amy ass all up and down the trailer park, whipping Amy ass at the county fair, and all that little gidget in the movies and all that bullshit from the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. Like, damn. Every time we see an Ofe in that shirt, he kicking some woman ass. That's a wife beater. That's where the slang terminology came from. That shit ain't come from us. That's the image that we saw in being who we are in hip hop. That's where the term came from. So that's not, you know what I'm saying? Something that we learn that behavior. We learn and you accept and tolerate those narratives. You can't, you understand? Come on now. That's what that is. So DV is real. Very real. Very, very real. Okay? And you have to protect yourself. And the best way to protect yourself is to be informed. I'm telling you, even if you just want to book an assessment to get an idea and get some of the terms and understand some of the situations of how it works. Everything is a science. Now, if you want to be, ignorant to it and don't want to get it, that's cool. But you can't say that no one has ever presented help to you or information. You can't say that because I've been saying it for the regular or on a regular basis. Okay? Okay. Next up. Um, and Frankie, you know I really want to go in, and I've been watching, more of the funny thing about uh the Melrose radio, Melrose media, right? Because when you are in this space now, it's just not radio. You're media. You're just not media now. He's a platform. He's a voice, and I've been, uh, which is ironic. I've been uh internet buddies with him for a while, right? Small exchanges back and forth. So I'm definitely glad that he's getting a lot of traction with what he said at the National Action Network when it comes to the elders not connecting to the children, not speaking with them. You don't have them around um, because this shit is so deep and it's serious. And I'm speak about it often, and I want to, it's never enough to say enough is enough. Um, a fear for most parents. If you're not with the shits, if you're not a dumbass yourself, most parents fear their child uh, being harmed, uh, seriously harmed. Okay, seriously harmed. Most parents, that's the worst nightmare. They don't want to get those calls. Um, I've been on all ends when it comes to that work. I've dealt with so many individuals who pull out that thing and use it, um, who think they ready to use it. In this work, I also sat with parents who's lost children to gun violence, family members, and victims themselves. Um, but watching that again, most, as I always tell y'all, most of these things don't trigger me. I understand that we are in some dire conditions. I understand a lot of what's going on, and that prevents me from really going over the edge. Um, but even watching that video of 15-year-old Jaden, it is different. It's different when you can see um, one that he had limited understanding of what was going on, right? And I'm not saying that he didn't know. I'm just saying that there was limited understanding that he saw it coming to that level of violence. Um, and now that people are consistently sharing the different angles and now there's an extended video of the fight. When they first showed it, it wasn't no fight. We saw him get hit and one time and cover up, and next thing you know, this other young person did what he did. Um, it's it's, it's terrible because I'm making an attempt to wrap my head around the reasoning. Um, And I want to make this clear because this is what I do here. I want to make this shit clear. It's not new. I always tell you it's not new. We, when I say we, I'm talking about me, I'm talking about Frankie, we've lost friends at 15. We lost friends at 16, 17, and 18 to gun violence. So that means that in the 80s, in the mid 80s, that we was in this very same position. So I don't want y'all to keep believing because I hate that statement. These kids now, when we were those kids, because that's what get lost in the work when you got these old ass mentalities in those spaces. That's what Melrose actually was saying when he gave the age and he said, how many of y'all in here under 34? And he had only 4 raise their hand. He said, y'all old. The rest of y'all old. And it's not old in maturity. It's not old in age. It's old in mentality. You have an old mentality when it comes to dealing with the youth because you forgot because of whatever training you had, because of whatever religion that you believe in, whatever type of entity you serve, you are old and too old to speak to these children. I can name quite a few. All right? Huh? Ain't that right, Frankie? We lost Sharif. How old was Sharif? Huh? When he got taken up out of here in the peas. We had Lil Reg on my side. We didn't have many. Most of my day ones passed from gun violence at 18. However, we were in the space then where we thought that the reasoning was rational. Right? We and regardless if we said, okay, we was trying to get money. Right? If we even used that as a reasoning, crack had hit, dudes were getting crack money, we chasing dudes, we want the money. Right? We had a rhyme and a reason. We had an excuse to say, yo, listen, I'm going to take this thing and this is what it is. So now they're making an attempt to say that these kids are different. At 16, right? Exactly. And what was that over? Huh? It wasn't about no money. You understand? You dig? Senseless. Senseless. Now, many of ours may have transitioned because they was in another project or another space or, out of town trying to get money or did bad with somebody else's money. So, again, we had a reason, right? We had some excuse. And you're saying that these kids are different because they seemingly have no reason, no excuse to do it. They just doing it. No. When you talk to them, they make an attempt to rationalize their behavior. And that is where the work come in. You understand? No, they didn't. That's right, God, they didn't. They didn't. And could never understand what we experience. They can't. But us as an adult, us in a different frame, us with utilizing a different knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of ourselves, who have 4 or 5 decades of experience here. Okay? We don't experience life at their level. We don't. We don't. So you understand that they could never live how we live. that's gone. They'll never put a token in the train. They'll never know what it's like to go and get a token from the token booth clerk. None of that. They can't experience that. You understand? They will never know a world without crack. We knew a world without crack. I knew a world without hip hop. Do you understand that? They will never be able to experience life as I knew it. That in itself is unquestioned. However, utilizing my experience, what am I doing to help them? You gotta understand that. We can't lose that. And that is what most of them lose when you chasing the bag, when you chasing white folk, when you chasing a politician, when you making an attempt to take the responsibility outside of the self and put it on somebody else who don't love you. I sat in the pocket with this shit. This is why it's so triggering for me to watch the video, because I was in that park. I've marched in that park with organizations for people who said that they was going to protect that community from this same shit here. And they've been doing nothing. Let me get to the notes. A 15-year-old boy was clapped and unalived in Roy Wilkins Park in Southeast Queens on Thursday. The fatal shooting of Jaden Pierre, who lived in South Richmond Hill, shocked the local community and sparked widespread condemnation of the gun violence that has slowly increased in the southeast region of the borough. Police say that Pierre was shot by an unknown assailant around 6:15 p.m. in broad daylight inside the park. A fight involving a large number of teens had broken out near the basketball courts just before the clapping unfolded. Pierre, who attended Eagle Academy just down the street from the park, was reportedly beaten up by a group of his peers before one pulled out a handgun and shot him in the chest. Video of the fight posted online showed at least a dozen teens witnessed the killing. The police did not say what caused the skirmish. And like I said, I watched that video. Salute, Praying. I've watched it from every angle. And I don't care what we did in our youth at 15 and 16. Man, them things didn't come out if it wasn't absolutely necessary. We knew that you look at Shorty, you know he's not that. That's the difference between us and them. They don't have a line. For them, there's no way of saying, nah, he ain't with it. Everybody, the violence has been hyped up. If you're not with it, you're with it. Okay? We knew who wasn't in the street with us. We knew that. We knew those are the ball players. Those are the dudes that already got jobs. Okay? Yeah. Those are the dudes that's going somewhere else. Those are the weird dudes. We don't mess with them. You know what I'm saying? But if you in the mix, you in the mix. And it showed. So therefore, most of what took place among us. You know who's who and what's what. I know if I'm walking the pink houses, they know who I am. I know who is who of my age group and maybe older. I know if I'm going to Cypress. I know if I'm going to Plaza. I know if I'm going to N.A. Rock. I know if I'm going to Farragut. I know if I'm going, man, to Wyckoff or Kiwanis or Red Hook. We knew who and could tell by what dudes was wearing. Oh, them dudes rocking New Balance and all that. And they rock all East New York. Yo, them dudes over there wearing something. Nah, that's them dudes. They wear that shit over there. We know who's who and what's what. Wasn't no ball players holding no heat. You wasn't with this action, that street life. You don't have no hammer. Dudes is coming to take that. What you doing? That ain't you. They don't have none of that now. Because of what they hear and what they see and how they are growing up on their own, it is what it is. And everybody's a tough guy. So as a tough guy, you need the tough guy uniform. You need the tough guy belief system. Even though you don't know what the hell you doing. This is where we at. And those who have been charged with fixing it, with helping healing it, are bullshitting. And they've been bullshitting for a long time. Okay? Pierre's death set off a wave of condemnation from local elected officials who denounced the act of gun violence. See, and this is the joke shit for me. This is a joke. Gun violence is not the split-second pulling of a trigger, said the Queensborough president Donovan Richards. A bullet's flight truly begins the moment a young person first feels the sting of disinvestment in their community. It begins when that betrayal starts to degrade their perceived value and blur their vision of what their future could be. Sounds just like a politician, right? Yeah, let's continue. And while the loved ones of both the victim and the shooter are still here to grieve both the life lost and the life forever altered, the human impact of gun violence has no end either. When has there been an investment in our community? Ever. I have never seen a true investment in the black community, in melanated. I have yet to see it. I have yet to see it. I'm going to be 1,000 honest with you. Never. My father was heavily into politics, was responsible for getting one of our first black elected congressmen in office, and he stayed there 3 decades. And East New York been the same. Minimal investment. There's been no investment. This shit is what you talking about. You can miss me with this shit. This is what Melrose was talking about. You miss me with the investment in the community. Children don't understand that. Children have no understanding of community. None. And that's purposely done. Purposely done. Okay? I've watched politicians steer money and programs away, purposely away from our communities. Black politicians who you swear is power to the people. I've watched them do it. as if nobody understands what's going on. I've seen them do it. I've seen the whole projects that have a whole board, a black board, black contractors, black business owners come with a plan for the whole community, only for the local politicians to say, no, we don't want that, and go over there and let old face come in. How do you think you got ShopRite and Gateway and all that there? How do you think you get Amazon and all that? You think that that shit is done just by, oh, it just appeared? No, they're black politicians on board with this shit. They got local area policy board members that they pay off. This shit is investment in our communities where. And they may put a little punk ass program somewhere in your community that service about 30 kids who have an interest in whatever bullshit they selling. So this gun violence is divestment. What are you talking about? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Look. The pain of losing Jaden Pierre to gun violence at 15 years old is indescribable, and I grieve with his family, friends, Eagle Academy classmates, and teachers, and all who loved him. His life had meaning. This is the political bullshit. I'll be honest. I don't know if he's genuine in the intent. I don't know. I don't even know if he knew Shorty. You understand? But this is the repetitive bullshit. So I can't get triggered to that degree. I just have to look at it and say, here we go again. Here come the dance. Here comes the songs. Here come the fake rage. Because if it was truly a moment, Queen should have been burning. I'm gonna be honest. The same way y'all kicked ass for George Floyd and everyone else. That should say, why y'all not doing that when it come to our kids? Why y'all not showing up at these politicians' doorsteps? These community people who supposed to be working, who get paid to do this work. Y'all let them talk y'all out of this shit. It don't make sense. It's people who get paid to do this that's supposed to know. And you got a park full of kids. No supervision. Let's continue. Let me continue with what he said. Right? He said Pierre's death will fuel the work we continue to do citywide to eradicate violence and uplift our young people. I want to see that shit. I want to see it. Because they've been very quiet over the past couple of years. I'm telling you, man, I did this shit. I broke ground on the first project when it first was put out. Ironically, this is the same area. You understand? Malcolm Smith, who got the money for ceasefire. This is a Queens politician. And here we sitting here still. Right here still with the same shit going on. Listen. Pierre's killing is reminiscent of the shooting death of 14-year-old Amir Griffin, who was gunned down in 2019 around a half-mile away from where Pierre was just shot. Griffin was playing basketball at the Baisley Houses on October 26, 2019, when another teenager, Sean Brown mistook him for a rival gang member. Brown was arrested as part of a major gang takedown in Southeast Queens and was convicted for Griffin's killing in 2024 and sentenced to 30 years behind bars. So why nobody, right? Because this is what happens. He kills Shorty, right? He kills Amir, 14 years old, playing ball. He unalives him. He gets caught. He gets convicted. He got 30 years. Why are we not hearing from him now? Why are we not hearing from him in jail talking about what horrors he's going through? Why we not? Why not? We don't never hear from these dudes to see if they were remorseful or not, to see if they handling this 30 years or not, to have the other kids in the hood see them and see what the consequences look like. You understand? Shit is a game that they playing, and I don't want y'all to get caught up in it. Because I know what it is. I've been at the budget meetings with this shit, man. No, I wasn't a slow leak because I'm able to articulate and I have comprehension up here. I know what the fuck go on behind them tables. I know the local and the, premier activists, the name brands. I seen them turn up. I'm eating overtime to get a drink. Oh, let's go drinking up. Yo, we getting ready to party. No work getting done. We've been in the meeting 4 hours. It's a gang war in the hood. That got us in here smoozing with these OFAs to make sure the budget is secure, to make them feel comfortable with who they bringing to the table. Y'all playing grab ass with politicians and stupid ass motherfuckers that don't mean shit in the hood. So the work don't get done. That's what they do. This is what it is. It's a game. They got budgets. They got a community action network out there. The fuck they did, they went and took the money and bought a yoga van, a truck. Them kids ain't getting no damn massages and yogas and trucks and bullshit. They running around with ghost guns. That's how disconnected people are. But get on TV and platforms talking about the kids need something to do, they need a program. You the program that was supposed to help them. I say, until people come to the realization that every goddamn thing that these white folks put in front of us has failed and will continue to fail, we're going to have kids getting clapped. That's the truth of the matter. When you don't learn, acknowledge, and respect the degrees, we're going to continue to have that. Everything else is done. It done burnt out. Ain't nobody caring about it. It's done. The guards got to step back up. I'm going to keep it all the way. Y'all got the knowledge, y'all got the wisdom, y'all got the understanding, y'all got the power, y'all got the strength, and y'all ready to exercise justice. It's on y'all. It is. It is because nobody else is equipped to do it. They just not. They just not. It's just not. You have to reorganize. You have to be completely dedicated to this. There's no wiggle room. No matter what I do, no matter how I hold class, whether I get supported or not, I'm consistent in what I speak. And you hear it every class is consistent. Believe in self, get away from these old faith, understand the games and the systems and the constructs that have been placed upon you. You have to do that and have a zero tolerance policy for the bullshit. And what's the bullshit? Anything that's not right and exact. You're not ignorant. You're not dumb. Y'all utilize wisdom, but you can't leave out that fire. You can't. You can't. The babies need you. Now, I don't. I'm sure the family's getting um a lot of people in their ear. So again, in this class, we sending our deepest condolences out to young Jaden's family. But I know there'll be another one. Jaden was the second for the week. The little young and Chase, 15 years old, was the one who got unalived in Long Island in a gang barbecue. How people from the Bronx ended up in LI. Listen, I'm telling you, y'all going to allow the ignorant, unconscious to organize and move themselves in a way that is only going to be detrimental to us as a community and to themselves. These kids, that should be alarming to you, right? And because I deal with a lot of Cali people, they've been doing this. Frankie Fizz, much appreciation for the war effort. They've been through this. Right? They got their youth divisions and all that. They well seasoned. They coming off the porch at 12. Excuse me. So they already know. 13-year-old, peel your cap back for nothing. And he be home at 18. Like, they've been seasoned. If that is going to be what we deal with here in NYC in the 5 boroughs, yo, you see the way they cows beat that man in there while he was going to get a drinky drink. I just seen him on the news, and his name, pardon me for not saying your name, sir. It just, I don't know. It escapes me and I haven't. But that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. Okay? They going to be unaliving these little young boys in Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and Manhattan at an alarming rate. You understand? So y'all keep letting these little dudes run amok and then coming home and acting innocent. You understand? Keep doing it. Y'all feeding and clothing. Somebody clothed that little bastard. And when he gets caught, nobody's going to know why. Nobody's going to question that. Nobody's going to do a deep dive and say, why did you clap that man? Y'all beat him up. He didn't fight back. I'm watching the video. There was nothing there that would lead y'all to believe that that was supposed to happen. Well, what were you thinking? We're not going to get that. Not at all. I know. And I know. Shit, Willie Boskin wrote a book. I gave y'all the book in book club, All God's Children. He didn't even explain it in the book. And he was the first adolescent charged as an adult for homicide. Been in jail ever since. This is what I'm telling y'all. This shit is not new. Willie did it. Willie Boskin did it. All of us in New York State system know who Willie is. And he wasn't nowhere near the level of these 15, 16-year-olds. We don't know why Willie was doing that. You got in the book some of his counselors and psychs, right? Who gave a profile of the family. The book goes all the way back to the history of the Boskin name from the slave owners and how brutal they were all the way through South Carolina, all the way up to present day. And the DNA that's in his family blood of mental illness and violence. But Willie himself didn't come. We didn't hear and read all of that. What's on these kids' mind? No, for real. If y'all not in that work, if you're not in the pocket, and they got people that's paid and not doing what the hell they supposed to be doing. I'm telling you that as a fact. That not only are they not doing the work, they don't know the work and get paid. And think it's about performing. And think it's about being at every fight and being at every city hall meeting and making sure, man, come on, man. Come on. You know, and I'm doing my best not to call names out. Because I don't want them to try to talk spicy on social media and then I have to come and show up at an office and knock their goddamn teeth out their mouth. But I'm telling you, it's people on top levels that's not doing the work. Man, I can only do what I do. I can only do what I do. That's it. I can't drive nobody to my page. You understand? All I can do is be present, be in class, and educate. And then get out in the community and work. That's it. Ronald Toussaint, peace. What's good? I'm telling you for a fact they not doing it. I'm telling you, I don't went and seen people that I know for a fact was utilizing their EBT card. They ain't have shit. They get around these old phase, they get budgets. Now they running around with minks and shit. And the kids still in their hood popping on each other. This shouldn't have happened. Not in that park. Not in that section of Queens. That shit shouldn't have happened. Let's continue. Before I go to my, because I got a different take on Ice Spice. So I'm gonna say that for last. I gotta go to this clown since we speaking about gun violence and all this shit. You got this scrotum face dude. I believe his name is Evil J. And What I don't like is people playing with people are playing with our people. And I don't only hold this dude accountable, I hold the people who he sitting in front of, the podcast or whatever platform that is pushing this shit. You understand? For whatever amount of money y'all getting or y'all think y'all gonna get, and doing a disservice to our people. And time is the only thing. Like I said, control of space and time. Time and space is what's preventing me from knocking y'all goddamn head and taking y'all off the count. Because the shit is stupid. When you got this dude that's going to sit in what you want to call an interview, you in the scripted space here, and say the ignorant shit out of his mouth. Ronald Toussaint, much appreciation for the war effort, and say dumb shit like I respect Y and W Melly for shooting and unaliving his friends. I like him. I respect him for that. And saying shit like, if you 18 years old and you don't have a body, if you don't have a hat, you ain't no gang member. You pussy. You a coward. You need to have a hat. You need to have a body by 18. What? This clown is either police, paid agent, or dumbass. And if he's a police paid agent and the platform that he's on don't know that and still pushing this bullshit, they're agent too. In 2026, when we got 15-year-olds getting clapped for absolutely nothing, that's not affiliated, that's not with the shits, by somebody who evidently, whenever they get caught. Matter of fact, I just seen something come through where they looking for a 16-year-old who ain't about that action. That means they're taking these narratives that they hear, the videos that they watch, as reality. So when you putting this shit on, when you got this dumb clown shit going on, you got to check that. It has to be said. You get where I'm going? That's where you at with it? That by 18, not you supposed to done lay down an oath. That at 18, who's the hat? Who's the op? I keep asking them that shit. Who's your ops? Other brokies? Who's your op? Let me know. Who's your op? Because none of y'all kids don't have shit. Y'all don't have shit. None of them. None of y'all have anything. You're not getting no money in the town. Okay? So what makes these individuals an op? I want to know. I need to understand the rationale behind it. Y'all not getting your mama in a better position. You not getting yourself in a better position. Ain't no extra turkey coming to your goddamn crib, right? Like Finesse 2 times said, ain't no powdered milk. You're not getting no extra shit. Taking one of these dudes down across the way out. So explain to me what your op is. Explain to me who your opposition is. Who's a hat that you support. I said, let me look him up. Now I looked it up on his main page. This dude is a comedian, a comic, a comedian, a clown. So y'all got a clown about to go viral talking tough? Make that make sense now. He said Whack 100 is great. Yeah, I like him. Yeah, this shit is funny to you? This is something that should be pushed on a platform for views? Even in jest is not cool. Even in jest. These kids are looking at it and they don't know it's a play. They don't know it's a play. They're not going to do what I did. A clown, a comic from Minnesota that's sitting on a platform, one of the top platforms. This ain't no slow leak platform, one of the top platforms on this social media shit. You telling young dudes that they need to have a hat before they 18 if they in the gang? Really? But again, I know it's a play. I'm going a few videos down the page. He's saying the gang members are stupid. He's saying gang members are stupid. So I don't see why gang members ain't make him a hat. Why gang members didn't make him a hat yet? Because he called y'all stupid before he started telling y'all that y'all need to get a hat by the time y'all 18. So this dude out of Minnesota, and again, forgive me, Molly, but y'all not known as one of the toughest states. I ain't known as one of the toughest regions in the country. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all a lot of snow and shit. Y'all known for, snow and skiing and got a lot of pimping. Yeah, it's a lot of pimps coming out of Minnesota. You dig? Most people ain't know y'all have black people there until Ice Cube said he went over there on his summer vacation. Yeah, I'm not trying, you know me, I'm not trying to joke, clown. I'm trying to give you a clear perspective. So how's this dude coming out telling people to get hats before they turn 18? And I told you again, it ain't nothing to kill another black man in the community. It ain't nothing to kill another black man in the hood. That's nothing. That's why it goes on so frequent. That's nothing. You ain't tough. You ain't tough. I seen dudes accident bodies in the hood. You ain't tough. I seen dudes in the hood doing. You ain't tough. Black people kill black people all day, every day. It's the easiest thing. Ain't nobody in the hood on point. I don't see y'all going cross town. I don't see y'all going in them sundown towns getting a hat. I don't see y'all running up on them landlords that got your grandmama and mama struggling. I don't see y'all going up in no banks that got your grandma's deed and mortgage. I don't see none of that shit. I don't see y'all organizing to do nothing that's gonna have some legs on it. Y'all ready to do the most outlandish shit within y'all communities that's going to give you a lifetime in jail. How smart is that? But this dude, Evil J, that's his name. This dude is telling y'all to get a hat, a clown, a comedian. That's where y'all at, and the platform push that shit. You serious? Again, that's the work. That's the work. That's why you have to be on top of everything. No matter how tiring, no matter how many times I gotta read or watch 20 different things that individuals send to me. You understand? I get it all day because people want to know the truth. People want to be educated. People want to know that they sitting in the right space, because this world will have you nutty. It will. You be like, well, what's going on? I got to go through everything and talk and say, no, that's not right. Shouldn't no platform be doing that? Now, in this day and time, it's a disservice. It's a disservice to those who really out there living life, who really have no other option. It's a disservice to them to play with them with that. So what was funny about it? What was so shocking? What was the perceived outcome that you got from this dude sitting on the platform talking about, you pussy, if you don't have a hat by the time you 18? What was the perceived? What did you expect to get from that? How is that servicing anybody? Scrotum face bastard. Now come get this hat. That's what you do. You bout that action. You directed him. You get a hat. You come get a hat. I respect why N.W. Melly, he killed his friends. He ain't had nobody to kill, so he killed his friends and wrote a song about it. And you like him, you respect him. That's the message. Yeah, all right. Okay. Keep joking, keep playing. Everything is funny, right? All right. All right. Let's move on, yo. Let's move on. Ice Spice. And then we out of here. It's already 1 o'clock. It's Sunday. You know I got shit to do Mondays. I know y'all got shit to do Mondays. Okay? But I gotta give my take on this because I'm not seeing what other people are seeing. I'm just not. I do know I gave her 3 strikes and she was almost out. And we'll get into it. Okay, but it's the only thing that you could fault her for is the 3 strikes. Ice Spice had an altercation in the McDonald's in Los Angeles County. That's right. You heard it right. In a McDonald's in Los Angeles County. Ice Spice, the little bright-skinned girl. Yeah. Yeah. She was definitely slipping. Got into a little altercation, but everything reading Ice Spice slapped up. Ice Spice was assaulted. Ice Spice this, that. And I didn't see that. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like how they printing it. I don't like how the story's moving. Let's go. Ice Spice was assaulted, was slapped up, if you will say that, was accosted in a McDonald's. And she has since have addressed it in a statement. Okay? 2 days after Ice Spice was attacked while enjoying a meal at a Hollywood McDonald's, in footage, right, obtained by news. She broke her silence on the violent interaction. Okay, making light of the April 15th brawl, Ice Spice wrote on Twitter, April 17th, alongside a snippet of the video, this wouldn't happen at a Wendy's. Excuse me. And I don't know what Wendy's you go to, Ice Spice. But if you went to the Wendy's in Canarsie, yeah, that shit, yeah, it might turn up too. That Wendy's is bang bang burger and a bullet. Yeah, yeah, that little nasty shit. Yeah, yeah, it get a little shaky at Wendy's too, Ice Spice. That's for real. Yeah. Okay. In the surveillance video footage, Ice was seen sitting in a booth alongside a friend inside the fast food chain when a woman, now identified as Vaha or Vaya, approached their table seemingly wanting to sit down with them. Now, you calling this chick a friend? She didn't move like a friend. She might have been a worker, an assistant, or something. Because I don't know who she's a punk. I'm gonna tell you that right now. She, one in red, was a punk. Cause she could have stopped that whole shit from the rip. Okay? But let me tell you the 3 strikes Ice Spice got. 1, your ass is in McDonald's in LA. That's strike 1. Your ass still eating the McDonald's. That's strike 1. Okay? Strike 2, you're famous. Okay? You're famous in LA. So when you're famous in LA, what's the expectation of somebody famous? Well, the expectations is you got a little bread. So now you in the McDonald's, famous, in the McDonald's, and your is in LA. You got your famous ass in the McDonald's in LA. And third, you don't bang. You ain't part of nothing that I know about. You ain't part of no set. 3 things that had her out of pocket from the rip in LA. Correct me if I'm wrong, LA people. You don't bang, so you ain't got no business out nowhere out there. You're famous. And so far you know, or they know, you ain't giving nobody no bread in LA. And you in the McDonald's. You out of pocket all the way around the board. But even with that, listen, you're lucky. I'm gonna let you're lucky. I don't know what's the matter. No, I do know. Y'all think this shit is not a actuality. Y'all think shit ain't real in LA. Gotta be. The boy PNB Rock got his whole shit smashed. Pop Smoke smashed. Biggie smashed. You understand? Dudes is getting jacked in LA. Robbed, jewels, everything. Okay? Nip is from the town. And they smashed him. Why are y'all playing out there? I don't get it. I don't get it. So now, this chick wanted, and she tried to sit down next to the friend or assistant, whatever. You can see it in the video that was it. Now, at the point at which she tried that, I don't know what y'all watching. I don't know what kind of movements y'all see. I see from the body language, Ice Spice is like, yo, who is this broad? And got on point. She was on point. Look, whatever was said, the girl tried to sit down. And again, exercise some type of bullshit. Ice was on point, and again, When she peeped her trying to sit down, checked her like, yo, hold on. Fall back. What's really good with you? To which the girl started with the, where you from? And all this other shit. Ice ain't back down. She didn't hesitate. She didn't flinch. She stepped there and talked, but it's going to be what it's going to. Let me figure this shit out. Right? Because, again, you off point. So for whatever reason, you're not expecting this energy. So now the energy here, you trying to figure it out. Am I Spice? Now it clicks. I'm out of my element. I ain't got no security with me. Let me see where this is going. So this is where the verbal exchange is. Yo, what's this? What are we gonna do? And no backing down. The girl is doing all this, and Ice like right there, like, okay, yeah, whatever. All this you talking, and again, expectations, not prepped. Homegirl swings. Okay, she catches her. I say, I don't know what y'all seen. She didn't buckle. She got up and threw one. Boom. The homegirl did the wow, and then homie pulls her. Soon as he pulls her and she falls a little, stumbles a little, Ice Spice got right at her. Got on the table. Y'all scurried her out. Ice is running across McDonald's tables to get to that ass. Like, yo, hold up. Not thinking she in LA. Not thinking whether or not they got something. None of that. She stepped to her business. Like, yo, hold on. So now they kind of fall back in. You can see Ice put her little hands and shit up. At the time, girl had came over and I don't know how Shorty in the red, that was where Ice Spice gets pushed. Pushed her frail ass all up against the table and shit. She done hit her side and table. She all on her knees. Fuck is you? You can't hold her down? You getting, yo, come on. She should have fired her right there. You ain't nothing no more. You ain't assistant. You ain't friend, family, nothing. You punk ass. How you get pushed? You all on your knees. Your side done hit the table. At that point again, I picked up somebody's phone or picked up the phone, and now the Spanish dudes come, yo, you good, you good? And I flipped on the fuck you mean am I good? Back up. You with them, right? No, I'm not with them. And she's not displaying anything that gives her an L. She stood her ground. And then what? She went outside and said, yo, listen, we're going to get busy. Now she got to fight me. Check it out. In the surveillance footage, okay? After Ice pointed at the restaurant's door, Vaya proceeded to lean in close and argue whether the New York native is from California. Vaya then proceeds to slap the rapper, right, in the face before a man drags her away. Ice then got up from her seat and followed the woman outside the restaurant, where the fight continued to get there. There, the 26-year-old argued with the man who pulled the attacker away from her, who suggested he also wanted to fight Ice. Let me fight her, Ice Spice said. Let me fight her. Yeah. On your mama, let me fight her. Let me fight a bitch. Why would you want to fight me? She's talking to the dude. Are you a bitch? You want to fight a bitch? See, again, not understanding, not knowing where she at, not even knowing who she. Them people could have been off. I mean, off. They could have pushed her right there. You don't know anything about them, if they're Philly, any of that shit. No fear in Ice. None. Okay? The video then show Ice fighting her attacker in the middle of the street where the two exchanged punches until Ice fell on her back. Okay? So I don't know what people are talking about. Yo, she got slapped up. Yo, this. She did what she had to do. What she thought she should do in that given time and space. Now this is where it gets a little sticky. Okay? What's going on, Jilly? I'm from Louisiana. It's Shreveport, you know that. Other creators have never been to Louisiana. OMG, I'm tired. I get it. I get it. Y'all got a beef about that. Y'all really do. Okay, let me continue now, because this is where shit get a little funny. Following the video's release, Ice Spice attorney emphasized that legal action will be taken against the perpetrators. The unprovoked attack on my client has been reported to the LAPD, and we will be pursuing any and all criminal and civil avenues to hold the perpetrators responsible for their actions. Now, I don't know who reported it, but I ain't saying about that action. Don't come start talking about she's a snitch and she a rat. Your cameras is there. The shit is all on everything. TMZ, all that. So when they go down for this, okay, check out what he said. We are also exploring holding the location responsible for their apparent lack of appropriate security. Now that's a reach. That's a reach. McDonald's security's pussy. They ain't getting in the mix of none of that. That ain't McDonald's fault. Nah. Not to mention, he continues, not to mention that the individuals involved obviously did not realize that we would get the video from inside the McDonald's where the unprovoked attack occurred. They then turned their cameras on after the initial attack as if to set our client up, and as they say on the video, to go viral. Well, the attack on my client is going to make sure that they go viral when they go to jail. That's what he added. Look. The only thing that will be going viral for them is their mugshots. Yeah. This is, you see what I'm saying? But this is the conditioning. This is everybody's tough. This is everybody should be engaged in with the shits. Right? This is how kids are socialized. Right? Baddies. Fight. You're fighting for what? What is your reason? What is your rationale? What is the reasoning for it? If you ain't fighting oppression, if you ain't fighting an old faith, if you ain't in the ring getting paid for, what are you doing? Why is everybody so tough but not tough? That's what we have to get a handle on. Because our people is the toughest, maddest people in the world. But y'all don't do shit to these old faiths. I'm so glad that other shit came out of oh man, is that Ohio? I gotta look it up. Where the brothers was going fishing in the sundown town, and two brothers clapped at them, told them, "Get up out of town! You don't belong in this town." And the brothers bust back and caught him. Bam, bam! Get out of here! You playing? You understand? We at war. We had a serious war, but we have a generation, 2 generations of people who got some type of idea that they are privileged and that this white man ain't trying to knock you up out of here. and that their systems are not built and their institutions haven't been organized to make sure that you don't have shit. Everything is functioning against us. Everything. Everything. Yet we still find the time to bullshit, to fight up on each other, to pull hammers on each other, to clap, and we ain't getting yet. That's purposeful. Your leadership, your politicians, your clergy, they all pussy. All of them. Pussy to the fact that they are a detriment. And I'm gonna say that they are purposeful and purposely keeping you back. That's for real. That's real talk. That's real. That's the realest it's gonna get. That's because if you're not attacking what is attacking you, or you don't have the intellectual capacity to understand that nobody in your hood is doing anything to you, taking anything from you. That is how the truce, that is how the speak, that is how the discussion should be when we're in these streets for real, when we're organizing for real. Like, y'all gotta put the brakes on it, period. Where we going? Where we going? Because you're confused right now. You're confused. Which way did he go? Which way did he go? Which way did he go? Y'all don't know where the hell, y'all don't know shit. Y'all really confused. There's absolutely no direction. That's why people can't get on code. You don't know if you should be Pan-African because they over there bugging. The African don't want nothing to do with you. They want to be more like the European than you could have ever been. They making deals with them to make sure that they may not know how to say yes sir, massa, but they damn sure could be in agreement with them. Yeah, 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 yeah. We. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're confused. You don't know if you're indigenous to this land or if you came here on a boat. If you came here on a boat, but y'all don't know shit. Y'all all over the place. But the main factor, the common denominator, is that Ofe. And y'all not doing shit to them. Nothing. Mind blowing. I'm like, damn, y'all ain't figured this shit out yet. That's the root of all evil. That's the root of all of y'all problems. Him. And he's sitting there chilling like this, like, look at these dumb niggas. They don't know yet. Damn, they ain't figured this shit out yet. I'm about to pass this shit to my great grands. Sad shit is that the ones y'all believe in, the ones y'all support, the ones y'all will always share, the ones that y'all will always come through and participate in, those ones, they know. They know. And they not doing shit to help y'all. Not a damn thing. They bleeding y'all worse than them old face ever could. It's bad. But anyway, I gotta breeze. I gotta breeze. These Sunday night classes be long. Yeah, they be long. Yeah. I gotta breeze. But again, I'm glad y'all came through. Yeah, I'm glad y'all came through here tonight. To those who funded the war effort, much appreciation. Always the same folk. You know? Yeah, it's always the same folk. Much appreciation. Um, you know, make sure you come back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. Okay, guard your mind. That's what they after. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. Watch with clear eyes. Listen with clean ears. Don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. and be patient with yourselves. Again, if anybody knows anybody, or if they themselves is going through a domestic violence issue, book an assessment. Okay? Book an assessment. What else? What else? What else? What else? Truckers be on point. And if you over this way, the tri-state area in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, put your long johns back on. You're supposed to be bricked for the next couple of days. I hope you didn't put that shit out. Yeah, get your long johns out. It's gonna be cold. I'll see y'all in the gym. Yeah, or in the community, or doing some type of work. You understand? Yeah. I see all y'all. Take it easy, take it care. Listen, don't get fired. Fuck with me. See what time it is. 125, 130. Don't get fired. Don't go in there telling your boss you're always in class. And your boss gonna say, hold on. I didn't know you was in school. You was in class. Yeah. I was in class. You know what I'm saying? You know, I had late night class. You're like, what's your professor name? Bliz. Yeah. Bliz. Karim Johnson. And he's like, what university is that? Is that like Brigham Young University? Is that no, it's Karim Johnson University, you know. Don't tell your boss that shit. Nah, you don't get fired. You don't get fired fucking with me, all right? Yeah, take y'all ass to bed and get up on time. Yeah, get up on time, because I'm going to be up on time. I got shit to do. I'll be up in a couple of hours. All right? Yeah. It's 55, King. Get y'all grades up.